What's up everyone, Kevin Gallagher here, and I am currently packing up and heading to the beautiful place, otherwise known as Point Pleasant Beach here in New Jersey. So as usual, I'm saying to myself, why not? Sorry, hang on, gotta open the door. So as usual, I'm saying to myself, why not take you with me? So let's take a trip to Point Pleasant Beach. Let's go. Right now I'm getting onto 195. Now 195 is a highway that cuts New Jersey in half. It literally goes from the Delaware River straight across to the Atlantic Ocean. Now this is considered central New Jersey. Central New Jersey is a place that doesn't exist. There's either North Jersey or South Jersey, and if you watched the last video on Fort Lee, South Jersey is the best. Anybody who says I'm from Central Jersey, they're just afraid to pick a side, and that's a fact. But along 195 here is where Six Flags Great Adventure is in New Jersey, so if you've ever been there, then you kind of have a general idea of where I am right now. Now, one thing I want to say as we are making our way there is that today is not a very nice day. I mean, it is pretty dark and gloomy outside, as you've already seen from some of the video that I've taken. So when you see this beach, try not to look at it negatively based on beauty just because it's a gloomy day and it's not a fair representation. Because when you look at New Jersey beaches, Point Pleasant, when you go to the middle of the state, I almost have to say Central Jersey in this, but when you go to the middle of the state, Point Pleasant, it's one of the nicer beaches. I mean, Seaside Heights, don't go there. That's where all the people from New York go. That's where all the foreigners go.
Nicole, where the f is the beach?
Don't go to Seaside Heights unless you just want a cool boardwalk experience. Don't go to Seaside Heights. But Point Pleasant, Belmar Beach, LBI's on the lower end, like as far as they're south of Point Pleasant. But of those Central Jersey beaches, those are probably the ones you want to go and see if you're thinking about going on vacation to a beach in this part of the state. All right, now hear me for a second. I am about to get onto the Garden State Parkway. The Garden State Parkway is an interesting highway. Yes, most people when you're going from North Jersey to South Jersey will use the New Jersey Turnpike. But if you're along the coastline of New Jersey, that's just not always possible. You don't want to have to drive an hour west to get to the turnpike when you could just get onto the Garden State Parkway. The Garden State Parkway goes all the way from Cape May to the utmost northern part of New Jersey, and that highway in South Jersey is fantastic drive on. In North Jersey, it is terrible to drive on. Avoid it. Honestly, if you're in North Jersey, use 287, use something else. Avoid it at all costs. It's terrible, but we're about to get on now. So here we go, Garden State Parkway. So, cool thing about this area, reason why you should come to this part of the state for beaches is because it is so populated that much of this area is open year-round. When you think about a lot of the shore, if you go to the South Shore, if you go to like Atlantic City down, almost everything, except for Atlantic City, almost everything closes in those towns and people go on unemployment, and the whole area just shuts down on the different islands. Here, in this part of the state, a lot of these are open year-round. So like Manasquan, one of the best places to surf in New Jersey. Sorry to all the locals, I'm sure you're not glad I just announced that to the world, but one of the best places to surf in New Jersey, Manasquan, open year-round. Great restaurants, great coffee shops. That is where I'm at right now. I'm in Manasquan right now, almost into Point Pleasant. Brielle, Belmar Beach, year-round. Some of the other ones are not, like I don't think Spring Lake is year-round, but I could be wrong on that. You'll have to fact check me later on. But it's pretty cool that they're open year-round. Really good restaurants, really fresh food, because if you like seafood, it's literally everything they catch. They go out and catch and bring it in and you're getting it. One restaurant you should check out for sure, Harpoon Willie's. It's in Manasquan. So good, right on the Manasquan Inlet, beautiful views. Across the inlet there is one called River Rock, another great bar and grill restaurant. Great spots to check out. I almost forgot to say say, go to Point Lobster if you're ever in this area. Point Lobster, awesome. The thing with Point Pleasant that's interesting is you could tell it's like a very, you could tell like it's one of the beach towns, probably one of the older beach towns in New Jersey. There's still a lot of, like when you come to New Jersey beaches, a lot of New Jersey beaches, the houses have been completely changed over, and now you have these McMansions or these side-by-side or up top and bottom duplexes. Whereas here, there's still a lot of the one level, first floor houses that you would typically see in an older beach town. So you can tell that there's probably a lot of original owners here still. You can tell that there's probably a big fishing community. It's a really pretty town. I wish it was nicer today. I wish I wasn't in the off season, so some of the rides would be open and you can see all that, but it's still, you know, it's still a pretty cool beach town. I really like it a lot here. Let's talk about a brand that I love. I absolutely love Pliables. Pliables, their food, their logo, their branding, everything about them, completely amazing. Pliables, awesome product. I've got to imagine that they have to replant these palm trees every year because this is not the climate. I mean, once the winter time hits, I can't imagine these make it through the winter time, but what are you gonna do? They got them all over the beach. One of the appeals of buying beachfront here is that you actually get beachfront. I mean, no joke, these houses walk out onto the boardwalk, straight out onto the beach. The views must be just insane. I'm surprised they don't have decks like really high up on these houses. That's the first thing I would build, is a deck on the roof, just being straight up with it. Alright, so let's bring this together into one final thought. If Belmar Beach is a 10 in my opinion, the town, the beach, everything about Belmar is fantastic, and Seaside Heights is a 2 because it's just gross there, I'm going to put this at a solid 8. This town, the houses, the community, the boardwalk is super well maintained, clean. There's a lot to do. There's rides. You got to check out Point Pleasant at some point. Check it out, y'all.